you know, 45, 50 million, $60 million. What's the deal? Because I don't think the Lakers want to be right back in the situation again. Right. I don't think they're going past 3. Maybe it's 1 year and a knock.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
A few moments later.
LeBron know there was not 50. Joe, he knew there was not 30, 40, $50 million out there for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tyler Rose TV. If you're new to this channel, make sure y'all hitting that subscribe if you enjoy the content. For today's video, we're gonna get straight into it because we got a lot of clips to go over. So for this first clip, I'm gonna run. This is kind of the initial response to Rick Bucher. Rick Bucher said something regarding LeBron James. And you know, Shannon Sharpe has to run and defend LeBron James. That's what he's paid to do. But if you listen to what Shannon Sharpe is saying, it contradicts what he said a few weeks ago. So I'm gonna run what Shannon Sharpe had to say, and then I'm gonna run what he said 3 weeks ago, and then it's gonna contradict him. But then we're gonna get into Rick Bucher's take, which is the last response to what Shannon said in the first clip I'm showing today's video. So I know it's a lot, so we're gonna get into it and we're gonna break it down. So let's run the first clip of Shannon Sharpe.
He's never been a LeBron fan, and that's fine. But I think, you know, to go out here and try to frame it like this, he just tell him, you know, I'm not coming back. They knew that. They had offered him something. Look, I don't know in the sense now that LeBron would take, you know, minimum, whatever the case may be. LeBron know there was not 50. Joe, he knew there was not 30, 40, $50 million out there for him. Best case scenario, you're talking about maybe 15, maybe somebody could give you 20, maybe. But if you get 20, you're not going to be able to go anywhere and win. But the most was 15. That's max. He knew that.
You think he knew that?
Yes. Now, he probably could go somewhere, a Sacramento, and get big bucks. But that's just a ticket draw. You're not finna win.
The only reason why I say that, because when I think about LeBron, Uncle Ocho, I really don't think he thinks it's a player out there that's better than him or more cerebral, more important than him if you add him to it.
There's not. But you don't get to determine your value. Somebody else does.
Yes.
So when people keep saying, oh, I know my value, your values are based on what someone is willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. And I love to see people kind of call up on their bullshit. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we know these people don't believe anything they say. But I think they're starting to believe their own, you know, lies and delusions. Because this is what this man said a few weeks ago about LeBron's contract and what he's worth and what can happen. So listen to this right here.
Meanwhile, the Warriors are prepared to offer LeBron a $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception per Anthony Slater. Man, that ain't no money. That's $7 million in LA, in California.
Hold on, 15 million what?
Pounds.
You might be talking about for an appearance in the Bay Area. An autograph signing?
Hey, Ocho. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Hell, LeBron ain't signing that for the go. Man, please.
In California, now, in Miami or Tennessee, you know, somewhere they ain't got no taxes, that might be pretty. Hey, you know, 6, let's see, 10, that's 6, no 3. That's $11, $12 million. But in California,
right?
What is 13.5%? Plus 30. Oh, no, man. And then by the time you put FICA and Medicare, man, no. They done took 54, 53, 52, 53% of my money. Hell no.
Hey, I don't even see it no damn where. I don't see LeBron taking that money no damn where. 50, nah. That man, hey, listen. I think he gonna get big money. He probably just do what Jordan did them last years, Uncle Ocho. He just 1 year me out. 1 year at $50 million.
Damn.
Hey.
50, Joe?
Hey, man, wouldn't surprise me, Ocho.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't see that man there.
Maybe 45, Joe. 50, that's...
Ocho, do you see the money these dudes making?
Yeah, but
bro?
they all young. We talk about Bron finna be 42.
Man, hell, he the king. He the leading scorer in the NBA history. Every point goes down in history.
That's why I said 45. 45 ain't bad. Just knock $5 million off that. They ain't bad.
It's gonna be very interesting what he does as far as Is it a 1-year deal? And guess what? We find ourselves right back here in this situation. Is it a 2-year deal? 45, 50 million, $60 million. What's the deal? Because I don't think the Lakers want to be right back in the situation again.
Right.
I don't think they're going past 3. Maybe it's 1 year and an option.
This man Joe Johnson said LeBron's about to get a $50 million contract. Shannon Sharpe talking about, we might sign a 1 year with an option with the Lakers and might be in the same situation. Remind you guys, this is June 18th. LeBron reminded the world that he's no longer going to be on the Lakers, or told the world he's not going to be on the Lakers June 30th. So this is about 2 weeks before LeBron announced that. That's what Shannon Sharpe and the LeBron fans, the clutch puppets, were thinking, that LeBron was about to get a $50 million contract or a max extension. Like, these guys are delusional, and Rick Bucher is just doing his job. Now, I still got that last clip right with Rick Bucher we're gonna go over, but these are the things that I want to mention, guys. Shannon Sharpe is going after the credibility of Rick Bucher only because he says something about his client or his business partner, right, and LeBron, right? But think about it. He's not a LeBron hater for speaking truths about LeBron. There's a difference between hating somebody and speaking truths that aren't desired by a fan group. People have to realize there's a big difference between the two. So if y'all aren't ready for this, if you haven't seen this, get your popcorn ready. Rick Bucher just annihilates Shannon Sharpe, a journalist versus a fanboy. Somebody with real credentials versus a football player talking about sports. Let's get into it.
I wouldn't come back to this if there weren't so much reaction in my previous episode and my assessment of LeBron James' value as a free agent at 41 years of age. Most of you saw it as a common sense view, not requiring particularly unique insight, but simply reading the circumstances and situation. Others, mostly LeBron fans, I'm guessing, quickly pointed to the greaseboard tutorial his agent, Rich Paul, gave on his podcast to make it seem as if LeBron were still a hot commodity. Or ESPN saying LeBron is sifting through his choices as if he has an array of options. One of those choices, according to Rich and ESPN, was Philadelphia. Or is Philadelphia. Rich going on about how attractive they are with the addition of Jaylen Brown, almost insinuating that the Sixers went and got Brown to enhance their chance of landing LeBron. And how much LeBron could do mentoring VJ Edgecombe and teaching Joel Embiid about his health and fitness habits. How much LeBron loves his fellow clutch client, Tyrese Maxey. And how obviously LeBron could provide the Sixers with an element they desperately need as far as leadership and postseason experience. It was practically an infomercial, or a live pitch to the Sixers and their fans. Did LeBron's representation make public pleas back in 2010 about how perfect he would be for a variety of teams? No. Teams were putting together elaborate presentations to make to LeBron as to why he should join them. None of that is going on here. Rich is pitching his client to teams. Teams are not pitching why LeBron should join them. Yet every media outlet parroted Rich's remarks as if they were gospel. Except that the Sixers used their mid-level exception to sign Dean Wade and had to get creative to sign Anthony Simons to a 2-year, $12 million deal, leaving them with 2 roster spots and only minimum contracts to fill them. If it was indeed LeBron choosing where to go, and the Sixers were one of the teams hoping to be chosen, don't you think they'd leave themselves options to offer something more than the last 2 roster spots and a minimum contract? It sounds like, at best, a take-it-or-leave-it scenario. Would they shoehorn LeBron and Bronny to fill the last 2 spots? If that's your idea of everybody wants him, it's going to be LeBron's choice where he goes, have at it. Does he still have value? Absolutely. Especially if he's willing to sign a minimum contract. But this is what doesn't jibe with the idea that everybody wants him. Nobody is trying to create an unbeatable offer, and they're moving on to other options to fill their rosters while they wait. There's a difference between, we'd take him on a minimum, gladly, and, God, we hope our offer is good enough to get him. If there's any market for him, it's the former. Rich Paul is trying to give the impression it's the latter. If he was viewed as vital to next season's success, why the hell would the Sixers be signing Simons and Wade and eliminate any chance of giving LeBron anything more than the minimum? Or do they consider Wade and Simons more important? As I said in the last episode, the Cavs make the most sense as far as a team that LeBron can make better, but it's also where he still will be revered. Am I to believe that Wade and Simons are actually more important than LeBron to winning or their success? That's what the Sixers' moves are suggesting. As I said in the last episode, the Cavs make the most sense as far as a team LeBron can make better. It's also where he would still be revered. If Lakers fans don't feel he qualifies as an all-time Laker great, and plenty have said exactly that, watch what happens if he's not everything Sixers fans expect him to be. Philly fans are far more merciless, far more easily than Lakers fans. LeBron has to know that. And while Pat Riley might forgive LeBron for bolting to Cleveland without notice, I don't know if all Heat Nation would. Again, especially since they're getting a far different version of LeBron than the last one they saw.
This is a mic drop for Rick Bucher. A mic drop moment. Listen, if Philly was actually interested, do you think they're going to go out their way? If they were in the LeBron sweepstakes, why would they make moves that aren't including LeBron James first? They traded for Jaylen Brown. They brought in Dean Wade. They brought in Simons. They've used their salary cap. If they really wanted LeBron, do you think they would have made the moves for role players and bench guys? If they were banking on LeBron coming to their franchise, why in the hell would they go and use up a lot of their cap on guys who aren't as good or as popular or as big as LeBron? The reason why is because at this point in time, I don't think any teams are offering LeBron James a max deal. But as you can see, 3 weeks ago, Shannon Sharpe was saying, oh, yeah, he's probably going to get something 25, 30 million. Joe Johnson, talking about $50 million. Like, these guys are delusional. Like, these guys are out of their mind. They thought the market was going to be running and jumping for the LeBron James sweepstakes. The only thing that I see LeBron can potentially get is that mid-level exception from Golden State, which is $15 million. Aside from that, I don't know where else is going to pay the guy. Now, his production level is not worth the veteran minimum, but teams aren't going to invest into a guy that old. So I'm not hating LeBron in the sense of what he brings to the table. He's still valuable. Like, he's a valuable piece, 100%. But is he worth a big cap, eating up all the cap space on your roster for a season? Is it worth it? Well, maybe if you're going to get some money for the farewell tour, but is he even going to do a farewell tour? Do we even know where his mind's at? That's the questions that kind of have to be answered here. But it's funny to see Rick Bucher destroy a guy like Shannon Sharpe, because for so many years, people get on air, say anything without any type of background knowledge or experience, and just say things that aren't necessarily true, all to push a narrative, and most of the time, probably just for entertainment purposes. So what Rick Bucher is doing is bringing facts, not feelings, and destroying a guy who was obviously a groupie and a business partner of LeBron James. But he's not doing it just to shut him down in a rude way. He's doing it to bring facts to the table. He's just doing it because that's his job, to be a journalist. And guys, you know something that made me feel proud is that he mentioned something that I mentioned a few weeks ago when it came to Rich Paul and his little whiteboard thing. And that's exactly what he mentioned, is what I said. It was that it's just a pitch. All those teams you see, all these scenarios, it's just a pitch. Not every team is interested. This is just something to put out there. It's content. Of course, he has a podcast. And of course, the airways on ESPN are never going to fail to mention an offseason when LeBron's a free agent or potentially trying to chase another ring. And ultimately, I think the only choice he has is Cleveland. I think I might have said this on another episode before on my channel, but I don't see anything else making sense for his legacy. And I know he cares about his legacy a little too much, if you ask me. I mean, if anything, I think it's a sleeper. Their team just lost in the conference finals. The pieces they have, the shooting, the big men, the lob threat of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Then you got a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's almost like, it's like a reunited of Kyrie. Obviously, he's not as talented, but like he can light it up like a Kyrie can sometimes. So you got those options, and then you still got James Harden. You got shooting, like you got big, you got defense. It's not a bad situation, honestly. Believe it or not, LeBron could be a missing piece for that team to really even have a deeper postseason, to be honest with you guys. Shout out to Rick Bucher. If you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe and let me know your thoughts about this. I know it's a long video, but I had a lot of clips that I wanted to get into. So let's do this and let's get out of here. Peace.